So, Lucas, I asked in our movie screening chat, I was like, have any of you seen Iron Lung? Because I was preparing to go see it. And you, I think, were the only one out of the friend group to actually go and see Iron Lung.
I went
Without
opening.
any.
Yeah, I went opening weekend for it.
Oh, you did go opening
Yeah,
weekend.
it was
Okay.
opening
I
weekend. I
waited
didn't go
until
like
the
the Friday
following
night.
week.
Yeah, I went opening
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah.
Lucas, without going into like any spoilers, quote unquote, what did you think of it, man?
So going into it, I had because I know the game. I know what the game Iron Lung. I know what it is, and like that game, it's a very cool indie game, and it's like for how kind of short of a game it is, it's only like about like maybe an hour, hour and a half at most. Um, it has a expansive world. Like I forgot I'm blanking on the creator's name, and I feel bad that I do right now. But he really put a very expansive world in such a small little indie game, which is like one, you should always strive to do that if you're like making a small game like that. So I was really fascinated when I found out this movie was 2 hours, and I'm like, how are we making a 2 hour movie out of this? And so I went into it, and obviously I like Markiplier. I always like Markiplier. He's always fun. Um, and it's also just like in a case too, we're just supporting a YouTuber produced movie. So I went into it very like I'm not gonna say cold turkey because I knew what it was, but very just like I'm gonna see how this plays out and just watch it as its own thing. Regardless of who makes it, regardless of the context, I want to just watch it as a movie. And overall, I was very very positive for the most part overall. Um, I think Mark for the most part does a pretty because he's the main character in it too, so like he has to star the whole movie basically. I think he does a pretty solid job for the most part. I feel like there were one or two fucking line deliveries that kind of didn't work for me with him, but like he still is like he can act. He definitely can act. There's just one or two parts were a little spotty for me. And just the way it plays out is just super cool. Like again, without spoilering too many things, the way the finale plays out and how the set evolves throughout the movie is so cool to me. That was really cool to me how they did that. Um, my one other like gripe that I have with it is something that I think I have now confirmed that actually Godzilla Kiryu is in the chat right now, and I think he actually said this on my stream the other day. I don't know how your screening was. I personally had some sound issues where I could not tell if the movie was intentionally mixed like this because the context of the movie is he's in a submarine, so he's very locked off from hearing external things. But I had times where it was like I could not hear dialogue, like just straight up I could barely hear it and barely make out what they were saying, and I couldn't tell if that was intentional or not. But apparently some theaters got some not great mixes of it, so it might have actually been an issue. I'm not 100% sure still. But regardless of all of that, I did enjoy Iron Lung. I thought it was pretty darn cool, and I'm really happy it did as well as it did, considering it was a YouTuber movie, like financed by Markiplier. It's just even if I left the theater and didn't like it, it's a win either way. This is
Agreed.
a good thing. This movie
Agreed.
did well. Like
Yeah.
it's a very good thing.
hmm
Yeah.
So my opinions are very similar to yours. I think. My initial reaction to the movie was, I can't believe I just saw that in IMAX. And I was blown away by that. That a movie this weird and different could make it into an IMAX, and the fact that this little $3 million project became the number one movie in the country for 2 weeks in a row,
Mhm.
and it was completely independently released.
Yeah.
That brings me immense joy. I love it when the little guy stomps on Marvel. Like what Godzilla -1 did in many ways. This little tiny movie from Toho suddenly came to United States and stomped out all competition when it was released here for months.
Yeah.
And I was happy to see this movie do that. And admittedly, that I think does shape my enjoyment of the overall picture. I won't deny to you guys that if I learn the behind the scenes shenaniganery of a film and I find myself liking the story and finding myself enjoying reading about the behind the scenes stuff and consuming it, regardless if it was like a hell if it was a hell of a production or if it was an easy production, it was really good or it was really low budget. That does reflect on how I view the movie. I'm sorry, it does. Yeah, it really I could not believe that I was seeing it in theaters. Lucas, I can't say I had the sound mixing problem that you did. I was able to hear everything and understand everything,
Okay,
and I
so
was able
I think it
to.
was definitely a case where Godzilla Kiryu was explaining to me the other day where some theaters just got bad mixes sent over or something.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
really was
because
like
I heard it all just as well, as clear as the movie wanted you to hear it,
yeah, 'cause
kinda deal.
like, example, like, the opening dialogue when he's
Mhm,
talking to the main lady who's in charge when they're back up on the surface, like, even
mhm,
that scene was like, "Oh, is" I thought like, "Oh, was it supposed to be harder to hear because, like, the glass is so thick or something?" We're like, "No, that
yeah,
doesn't make sense to me, that did so I
yeah,
think it's just my theater got the bad mix or something,
yeah.
but, like, I'm not gonna let
Because
that
I was
yeah.
able to understand everything. The worst part of my experience with this movie, in all seriousness, was the amount of Markiplier fangirls that showed up
Oh, what
to
the
it, who
oh,
were
wow,
sitting next to
whoa,
me.
whoa.
The fact that when the I won't lie, this made me cringe a little bit.
Uh-huh.
When the end credits started rolling, Lucas, suddenly, the lights, the end credits stopped rolling and the lights turned on. These 3 girls sitting beside me were, like, stunned by what they watched, and I was kinda glancing at them like, I'm curious what they're gonna say, and then hearing them go, "Was that legit the greatest movie you've ever seen?"
Oh, man.
And
It's
going, "Yeah, yeah, that was so good."
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, "Okay, tone it down, bitch. It's okay." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, "Ma'am, please, this is not the greatest movie ever made, alright? Five Nights at Freddy's 2 already came out on my birthday, you fucking mm, fucking A. Get in line."
Oh,
This is
shit.
for asterisks really quick because I know there's gonna be some fucking person be like, that movie was actually dog shit." It's a joke. I'm not being serious. I did like it, but I'm not being
Ta
serious.
take, like, 60% of what we say on the A&P monthly live streams with, like, a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Like, take it as us really not being too serious about it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I fortunately didn't have to deal with that because I went to a 10:50 PM showing because
Ah,
it was the
okay.
only thing that it's not even for that, it was just the only thing that worked on my schedule, but
Mhm.
here's the thing that I had, it got a nice experience I had with that though was obviously our theater really was not that many people fortunately because of that, and, like, I also don't like being around too many people, it's just like, if
I
I go
never
into
woulda guessed, Lucas. I never woulda guessed.
yeah, oh, man, oh, really? Oh, man, oh, jeez. No, but it's also I mean, people are just nasty too. It's more so that
Oh,
way,
it's so true. It's so true.
but my 10:50 show, it got because the movie was, like, 2 hours long, and then also, every theater chain has to give you, like, an additional hour of fucking everything now
Fucking
before the movie even
ads.
starts. But we got out at, like, 1 in the morning, and I was just like I had a moment of, like, "I haven't done this in years." I haven't
Okay.
gotten out of a movie at, like, that late at night in forever, and I had a moment of, like, "Damn, I kinda miss this a little bit." Like, I kinda miss
Oh,
it a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Like
I can see that. I can
yeah,
see that.
'cause
It
I
has been a while for me as well, but
'cause I used to do, like, like, midnight showings were really a thing still. I used to do
Mhm,
those all the time, and
mhm.
it's just like I had the moment like, "Oh, wow, it's actually" I mean, like, it's not anything, like, groundbreaking, but I had a moment like, "I haven't done that in so long." I'm like, "Oh, it's kinda nice, it's like seeing an old
And
friend."
and and for a movie like this too, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And I think that's the thing that kinda, like, boggles my mind more than anything else about Iron Lung, is
Yeah,
the fact I got to see a movie like this in IMAX.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Awesome. If more movies were like or were made like this and shown in IMAX, I'd be probably going to the theater a lot more.
I think
I
that's
just I just kind of have a problem with spending $80 on a large popcorn and a large drink, every time I go to a fucking movie theater. I don't know, I just kind of have a problem with that.
it stems
Uh,
from, like, if I may for a second just rant about this, it
yeah,
also stems from the fact that it's, like, again, an issue that is, like, with every fucking industry now. I was gonna say just Hollywood, I'm like, "No, this is, like, fucking everywhere."
it's
Where
everywhere.
every fucking project that comes out has to not only be made with, like, $5 billion, it has to make it back, like, 3 times. Like, we don't get like, it's yes, small movies do come out. Yes, that does happen before I get that asterisk happens. But, like, we need more small shit.
I
Like,
agree.
we need more small shit that isn't just, like, exclusively indies. Like, just make a fucking casual movie, I guess, if that makes sense. It doesn't have to have, like, blistering special effects. Just make a good script, make it good worth
Uh,
watching.
yeah, I won't go into my absolute love of the show Heated Rivalry, which is that to a T.
Okay. Yeah.
But it brought some faith back and or in filmmaking, and to say what I've said about that show from the beginning. Heated Rivalry is a show that was directed and made within an inch of its life. There was so much detail in
Mhm.
that 6 episode series that you blink and you miss a detail, and I missed that stuff, and it was done for $10 and a ham sandwich. That
Yeah.
entire show,
It's just like it's obviously
and it's so cool that Mark was able to self-finance this and make it his way, and I
yeah,
think that's one of the reasons why it works so well.
I think so too. I
Is
think
this
that
is a very uncompromising film.
yeah.
It's like, no, this is what we're doing. There is a story here. I don't know if I followed it at all, but there is a story here, you know. And I really appreciated it. Granted, I've only seen his Let's Play of Iron Lung, and it was so fascinating watching him be moved so much by that game. And you can see it in his playthrough of it. And it's one of those things where it's like you watch it, because I watched that long before he even announced that he was going to make Iron Lung, you know,
Yeah,
into a film. And it's one of those things where it's like you're seeing the birth of something great here.
mhm.
You know, it was one of those rare moments where you can really see the dots connect. And it was awesome. I can't really word it in any other way than that. It was awesome. And the fact that I think he has the world record now for the most fake blood used in a film
Oh, yeah,
production.
I mean, like, considering you mentioned the behind the scenes stuff that, like, there was a post, like, years ago, or I don't know how long it was, but where it was, like, he actually went to the hospital and, like, he posted an image and his
Yes.
eyes were, like his whites were red, and it was like, "Oh, man, what happened? I hope everything's okay in the movie." Now you see the movie and it's like, I see how his eyes got like that and why he had to go to the hospital. I
The ending of this movie is batshit, and
fucking awesome.
it's
It's kind of
awesome. It's such a sensory. I couldn't imagine being full autistic watching this movie. Like it was it was
it's a lot.
blowing my
It's a
senses.
lot. Like, the sound effects, the visuals, it's a lot.
And I can't even tell you what the fuck is going on. And I'll say this without going into like any spoilers, and then we can kind of go into the spoilers of it really quick. I could not believe how cosmic horror this was. I think it was more
Oh,
cosmic
yeah.
horror than the game.
I think it was too, 100%. I think because it's a movie, they
Particularly
make
one
that a lot
scene.
more yeah. I think I know which one you're hinting at, but
Yeah.
but
And I was on board.
yeah.
You know, as much as I was having a hard time following it and trying to pick up what the fuck is happening, like what is this universe?
Yeah.
It wasn't in a bad way. It for the most part, some of it was.
There was
And
one thing in with the world building that I was just like, "What is the importance of this exactly?" But, and I will
we'll get into that in a little bit. My
yeah.
biggest complaint with this movie, Lucas, wasn't the pacing. I know a lot of people had a problem with the pacing. I understood why there was that middle part in particular that was really almost obnoxiously slow for a little bit.
Yeah, I felt like it needed to be
Um,
kinda slow.
and I agree with most criticisms. It probably would have been a better movie if they shaved the half hour off of it.
Mhm.
However, I got it because it's going into the minutia of what being alone on a submarine is.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was
Totally.
like, okay. I was able to buy it. And quite frankly, Mark I think is a good enough actor that he was able to captivate me enough, which fucking props to any actor who is basically by himself for
Yeah.
2 hours and making us still even remotely interested in it. And one location on top of that, which this film is brilliantly shot as well. The cinematography in this movie is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Was not expecting it to be that good. The my biggest complaint with this movie is the dialogue overall. It is
Mhm. Mhm.
hard to describe, but it is Markiplier dialogue. And what I
I
mean
agree.
by that
No, I
is
think I know where you're getting at. Yeah.
if you have played in space with Markiplier as I have, and I love that. I love his in space with Markiplier. It's one of my favorite things anybody has ever done. Period. When it comes to internet. shit and
Mhm.
web series and stuff like that. It has this kind of dialogue which revolves around a lot of people being very angry, shouting, and what they're talking about is very vague.
Yeah, I get totally what you're saying,
So
100%.
some words that I hear, just to sort of play this out just a little bit more, some words that you hear in a lot of dialogue, and it's not just Markiplier, but I notice it in a lot of the stuff that he works on. Um, you hear words like everything, anything, at any cost, the
Yeah.
future at stake,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
things like that constantly. And the problem that I have with Iron Lung is, why is this so important? Why will this change everything? What's the big deal here? It's kind of like if every line of dialogue was similar to the trope, the world is changing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it kind of feels like, and that is Markiplier's biggest weakness as a writer. And I can't remember if he actually wrote this, but
I
it's quite
no, I think
clear
I think him and the creator of
the
the game
creator
wrote
did,
up
and I'm like, this is very Markiplier dialogue.
yeah. Yeah, for the dialogue thing is I did feel like genuinely there were, like, a few moments in the movie that felt like and I think this is by no means a slight on Mark at all. The fact
Right.
that I know him from being a Let's Player, where a line delivery feels like this feels like the way it's delivered would be like something in like a YouTube, like gag reel or something at times. I'm not that sounds worse than I actually mean it. It's just the only way I can describe it.
I don't
Like
know if I had that reaction, but I think I get what you're saying.
it's like there are a
Um,
lot of like I am not a person I'm not prude. I don't mind swearing. I swear all the time.
mhm.
There are a few moments in this movie where I'm like, I don't think you needed a fuck bomb there. I don't think you needed
Okay.
a fuck there, you know? I don't know if that was necessary myself, but, like, there were a few that was my thing, there were a few moments where that I'm like, I don't think that was needed, but okay. Um, and yeah, there is also, like, a few story things where it's just, like, it is a little, like you were saying, where it's like, there's some grandiose MacGuffin here that it's like, okay, but what is the importance of said MacGuffin?
The importance of it, that's the problem that I have.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my biggest problem with the movie, and that ties into the dialogue, is why? Why do I care?
I kinda think that's also, like, supposed to be the reason is that, like, even, like,
Very vague.
the convict doesn't really know either, and just, like
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the point, which it that has its own positive and negatives to it, where it's like I do kind of agree with you for the most part, but I think that is partially the reason.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm. Which granted, the game is very vague too.
yeah, yeah, totally.
Though I will say the Quiet Rapture is a wonderful name for,
That's well, yeah, dope,
that's
dope.
terrifying.
Yeah, that's like a that's a and then the result
So,
of it being there's just a ocean of blood. I'm like, "Oh, okay." That's
all water turns to blood.
horrifying. That's a horrifying concept.
What? That it's like Third Impact, but worse.
Yeah,
So here's let's get into spoilers on this.
yeah.
Um, let's get into spoilers on this.
Spoiler time, spoiler time, spoiler time, everyone.
I got to admit, the part where he's talking to that girl that's supposedly on another submarine
Mhm,
that went missing got me.
mhm.
I thought he was talking to somebody real,
Me too.
and it
I
turns out
I
he wasn't.
I had that same. They did a really good job.
Yep.
And what's great about that too is it plays into when the main captain lady gets back in communication with him, where he immediately presses her. He immediately starts pressing her on like how like if he actually knows his name, and like the fact that she didn't know his name showed that that was actually her.
Right. Oh, and I love that shit. I
Yeah,
loved all of
that's
that.
what I thought was so cool to build up to that. Because again, once the convict gets back in connection with them after he has that experience, it's like he's fucking furious.
Mhm.
He's already, like, losing it, and it's just like, I thought that from that scene to, like, how that plays out later on with the main lady, I'm like, "That was really cool." I thought that was sick. Like,
Uh, so why did he become a convict? And it's because he killed the last tree in the universe? Is that what I
that's
heard
that's
right?
the one thing I'm like, I myself was like, "Why is this tree really important?"
Why is this tree really important?
Which I think it is kind of what you're saying here, where it's like that was kind of one of the last remaining trees or something, and his
Because
station that he was on, he, like, I think it was, like, way of phrasing it was like he unintentionally blew up the station or something. Um,
he killed the tree in the universe where all water has turned to blood, which if that's true, how come we didn't all get killed right off the get-go because we are 70% water. However,
water.
that that aside,
Yeah.
um, I gotta say, I think because this supposedly takes place in kind of real time. Is that what you gathered from this?
Real time, I feel like define real time.
Well, we don't know how long he's down there.
Yeah, because to me, I feel like the concept of time gets lost in the movie, and I feel like that's partially the point.
Okay, you are correct. I should say
Yeah,
that if that's the case, then it most likely was the point of the whole thing. The
yeah.
thing that I find kind of interesting is that Markiplier's character goes kind of crazy really quickly. Um, and granted, the claustrophobic
Yeah, yeah.
nature of being in an iron lung, and then on top of that, not being able to escape said iron lung because they, for some reason, have welded the hatch shut
Yeah.
for some unknown reason.
Well,
And
it's an execution.
yeah,
You know what this
oh,
thing says.
yes, right. Um, the I just want to say, I think the concept of the game and the movie makes absolutely no sense at all. If you can buy it, amazing.
Yeah,
If you can't buy it, you're fucked.
yeah.
And I bought it. I was able to
Me
to
too.
kind of buy it. And what I admire about the game so much is that in the game I never got a sense of a character going crazy. I got the sense of a character being completely overloaded
Yeah, I
because
can.
there's so much shit happening and you can't keep track of it. And my overall complaint with the game is that it has the same problem that I think a lot of indie horror games have, and that is it has a concept and that's it.
Mhm.
There's no payoff. It's just this really cool concept of hey, you're in an iron lung underwater or under an ocean of blood, and there's a creature that is following you and stalking you. That kind of thing, and that's about it. If you look at the concept, that's about it. You can't win the game.
No.
It kills you no matter what you do.
Yeah, yeah.
That monster is going to kill you in the end, and there's no resolution to anything. The creature's going to kill you no matter what. And I have a problem with that. And that's a
Mhm,
problem I have with a lot of indie horror games. As much as I love a lot of indie horror games because to me
mhm.
that they are viscerally showing what horror is when a lot of the big studio stuff isn't touching it with a
Yeah,
10-foot pole.
yeah.
Um
If I may, 'cause
mm,
I actually kind of I know where you're coming from, but in my own feelings, I actually kinda think that's to its strength, that it
okay.
works it does kinda work more as an experience,
Sure.
which
Well, it's
is
a
why
game.
yeah, which is why I felt like going into it, I was like, "How are we gonna make a full movie out of this?" 'Cause it's such a tight-knit experience playing it as a player, um, and I do think you have a point where the game feels more like you as a player are being overwhelmed with everything going wrong,
Mhm.
versus the movie kinda more focusing on the psychological aspect to it.
Which the
Um,
movie can, the game can't.
yeah, yeah, that's kind of where I was gonna get at with that too.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like you have to understand, like, it is a little different of a format. However, I wanna say this because it's my biggest bit of praise for my favorite praise of the movie.
Yeah.
I love how the set replicates that. I love how the set just progressively gets worse as the movie goes on.
Does it?
Yeah, the walls
Well,
s
I know the blood starts fucking with it for some
no, the
reason,
walls
but
start getting more like veins on the side and everything, and more like it does
oh,
there are little subtle changes on the set as it goes on.
okay.
Yeah,
I
it's really
didn't
cool.
notice that.
Yeah. It's way more noticeable in the finale because then at that point everything
Oh,
is kind of
yes.
like
Yeah,
consumed.
yeah, yeah. I was able to pick that up at the
Yeah,
ending. I don't know why the blood is doing that
yeah,
to everything and stuff like that, and it was kinda driving me crazy, but in a good way.
yeah.
Um, and I was able to pick up on that, but I didn't pick up on the stuff earlier. I
No,
didn't.
yeah, it's a lot of subtle
Okay.
stuff too. It's a lot of very like small because there's a lot of shots in the movie that will be just like the panel of it, and there's some blood dripping from said panel, like something
Yes.
forcing its way in, and I'm like, that stuff's really cool. I
That I
also
did
like how
notice.
I like how they showed how the camera works. How like it's just like a big screen, one singular button, a flash that lasts for just a few seconds, and it's haunting when you get the shot of the thing in the cave and it like slowly backs into the cave. I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking
Oh,
cool.
yeah, and terrifying.
That's cool.
That was my favorite scare in the film, was
Yeah,
that image.
yeah,
And I know it was a good scare because I know it was coming.
yeah,
Because that's the whole premise of the motherfucking game
yeah.
is something like that happening, and yet it still got me. And I was like, God damn you fucking Markiplier, which by the way, I found it interesting that he credited himself as Markiplier and not Mark Fishbach.
It is funny.
Um I got it, and yeah, it was
Yeah,
kind of funny, but
it's a pet
um
name. You know,
I'm
pet
okay
names.
with it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
okay
fine
with
with
it.
it.
Why
I agree.
not? It's like you don't say the names of the two members of Daft Punk. You say Daft Punk.
Yeah,
The I did love all of that, and I loved all of the stuff of him trying to figure out what to do, like him taping the thing down, and then the
yeah,
water and the moisture because of him breathing and everything like that causes the tape to give way
yeah, yeah.
and stuff like that. And like I love that shit. I loved all of that. In fact, the entire premise of the movie, not so much the game, but certainly in the movie, I do kind of like. Lucas, I directed a film called FM 132.9, which is all about them hearing and reading about what's going on and not actually being able to see what is going on.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that concept. I've always loved that concept where it's not what is seen, it is what is unseen, and the unknown is more terrifying than what is known. And I've got to tell you, might be one of the most Adam Noise things you'll hear tonight. I'm not sure if this will be that or not, but the entire premise of the movie reminds me of the opening of a movie called the Ray Harryhausen movie
Oh,
called
yeah.
It Came from Beneath the Sea, which is the one with the octopus.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the octopus one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the octopus one. And the opening of that movie, to me, that is one of the most lackluster Ray Harryhausen movies. Not for Ray Harryhausen's work, but just direction wise, screenplay wise, it's so meh
Yeah.
that I kind of look past it. But the opening of that film is phenomenal because it takes place entirely on a submarine. And suddenly said submarine is attacked by something while they're underwater. And they're trying to figure out what the fuck is happening. How are they going to keep it from crushing them? What are they going to do to try to get it off of them, whatever this thing is? They can't see it. They have no idea what the fuck is latched onto their ship. They have no idea what the hell is going on other than that it's leaking radiation and it's going to fry them if they keep it up or it's going to crush the ship. So they have to figure out what can they do to get rid of it. But they have no idea what the hell is doing it. And I love that idea of a monster for a monster.
Yeah. It's scary. Like it's
Yeah. And there's nothing more terrifying. In fact, I would actually argue this might be even more terrifying um, than being underwater and not being able to see what the fuck is around you.
mm,
Because you can't. It's
yeah.
not like in space where you can at least have a window here and there. You can't do that underwater because of pressure. It would break the glass. And there's something about being underwater that makes it 10 times more claustrophobic. I know there's a lot of space sci-fi stuff that does the same exact thing. You're in a ship by yourself out in space. It would also be very claustrophobic, but there's something about the fact that you are under an ocean of blood.
Yeah, yeah. Which, like, even take it a step further, it's like hypothetically, like if you're plopped into that, it's blood isn't like water. Blood is not clear.
Yeah, it's
A solid,
gross.
murky, like, you cannot really see through it. It's why they have to use something that's, like they said the camera they use is, like, radioactive,
Oh,
basically.
I loved that.
Yeah,
I loved
it's
that addition
yeah,
to this movie from the game. I loved that.
yeah.
Um, the fact that they zapped the engineer and
Yeah,
the engineer's like, I'm probably got tumors now. Thanks, you bastard."
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that, even though I don't think it would emit that much radiation for them to be able to do that. But neither here
It's
nor
sci
there.
it's sci-fi.
Um,
It's
but I bought it. I bought it. Oh, I also love the detail how the girl has to constantly wipe the blood off of the fucking
yeah, yeah, that was
window.
awesome. I
I
totally
loved
yeah.
that. I loved that. That was great. Not only was it a little comedic, but it was also kind of
Yeah, because it shows, like,
ugh,
how much, like, it just gets into the fucking inner
everything.
workings of the ship. Like
Yeah, yeah. And I did pick up on that, and I did
yeah,
enjoy
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I
yeah.
what the fuck was that creature, dude?
They actually just, the creator just revealed it, like, just showed, I
Did
think
he really?
yeah, it actually I don't know if it was the creator or people on the movie, they did actually show, like, the full, like, what it actually fully looks like, just recently. Like, this is I'm actually dead hold on, wait, I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I swear this was a big thing that happened recently.
Iron lung creature reveal.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Did you find it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it's also interesting because the creature that we see, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly, is not actually what the creature looks like because it's an X-ray.
Yeah.
So we're
It's
we're
like
seeing its skeleton.
yeah, yeah. It's also because like, in the game, it looks very much like an anglerfish. It looks like that
Yes.
initially, but, like, it's more like a big, like, Eldritchian, like, creature. I think I found it finally, I think.
Yeah, hold
Yeah.
on. Let me go. I
I'm
can
sending it
actually
to you.
do my split screen really quick
Yeah.
right here. I don't know if you can
Yeah,
see it,
yeah, yeah,
Lucas.
that's one of them. Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the images there, yeah.
Yeah,
Those
yeah, yeah,
those
yeah.
first 3 were the ones that just came out recently.
That's pretty terrifying.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
it's pretty,
I'm gonna
it's
name
pretty
him Bob.
"Yo, what up, Bob?
He's just
What up,
chilling.
dude?"
He's actually a vegetarian.
Oh. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
actually really cool if you get to know him.
If
Like,
you get to
he's
know him,
actually
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's really cool.
So don't judge by appearances. That's your
Exactly,
lesson
exactly.
today.
Um,
I will say too, because 'cause I'm kinda hung up on what you were talking about the, 'cause kinda I guess, like, I don't know, was there much else to say for Iron Lung at all?
well, I was gonna mention what the fuck was this creature and why was it psychically connected to Mark in some way, but
I think that
what
just
were your
involved
thoughts
it
on that?
I feel like that was just more so it's just has it's some kind of, like, higher being creature, if that makes sense.
It's in some sort of eldritch thing.
Yeah, I think it's more that it can just kinda do shit like that. And
I'll
if it
I'll
latches
say
on to something, because it was playing like,
yeah,
it's also playing with him basically through the like, it's constantly bumping the side of his ship throughout the movie.
yeah.
So it's like, it's very much toying with the convict as the movie goes on.
I
Like,
was actually curious if it was toying with him or was it curious about what the fuck is this thing Mark is in?
if I think, like,
But it's probably yours.
knowing what it is, I think it's more so, like, trying to mess with him.
Yes. It's
And
trying
and
to
may
mess with him.
and maybe it has some animalistic nature that it was just stalking him too. Like, it could be that too, but, like,
I
that
also the thing goes full Lovecraftian, which I'll say this: the movie is way more Lovecraftian cosmic horror
yeah,
than the game is. Um, the the moment where it goes to the outside of the ship and Mark is like the thing is like talking to him and just like that giant eye and all
yeah,
of that stuff. I
yeah,
went, this is full HP Lovecraft right now.
yeah.
Where this is something so beyond our human comprehension that if we try to comprehend it, it will make us go mad.
Yes. That I think that's kind of what they're going for with it.
And that is, yeah, that's cosmic horror to a T.
Mhm.
Um,
Do you know why I
So
feel that?
I love that. I love
Yeah.
all that stuff.
You know why I feel that too? Is that there's also the scene where Mark finds the other ship that went down. The other one that went down, and
Yes.
he finds the
Yep.
auto log from it of the 2 women that were on that ship, and the other one, like, you hear them, they're gone at that point, basically. They're mentally gone. The one girl is
Yes.
is vomiting out the blood that I feel I don't know if the
That was
convict
great.
did it before or after that, but it's like,
Mm.
that to me is a sign that this creature is just able to mess with people. It's able to just get under their skin figuratively and literally, and just slowly latch on to them and basically make them lose their minds. Like, it's like
Does it control the blood, I wonder? Or is the blood something else entirely?
I don't know.
Do you think the movie's going to explain that? Absolutely fucking not. um,
Well, it's
don't
also like,
go into this movie
you know,
seeking answers because you're not going to
it's
get any.
but it's also like, obviously, it's not really wanting to do that too. It wants to leave
Right.
it a little big like that, which is cool.
Absolutely.
I think that's awesome.
I
But,
agree. I agree.
yeah,
Um, Again, just the fact that I was able to see this in a fucking IMAX,
yeah. And
awesome.
yeah, I did wanna say from your experience that you shared before, there was one bit I did want to say where it was, because we were joking about it, the Markiplier heads who were sitting next to you saying it was the greatest movie they've ever seen and all that and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Definitely very funny, but I also do admittedly think that's kind of cool
Oh yeah,
in a
absolutely.
very and I know you meant it like that too, but in a very sincere way, I think that's very cool that this group of, like, I don't know, 15-year-olds or something went in,
Yeah,
saw
they were
this, and
very young.
that's
Yeah.
gonna be their movie they talk about for a while.
A movie
I think
like
that
this.
yes.
That's
I
what
think
that is what I do enjoy about this, is that
yes.
a movie as weird as this is getting a lot of buzz again.
And again, like we've
Be
already said, we owe it to Mark to make it so.
Oh,
We really owe
absolutely.
it because Mark's pull is just that strong. Because remember, I don't know if you were following, like, initially, this was only supposed to be in, like, a few small theaters.
Oh, yeah.
This
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
blew up so much that it was a nationwide released movie.
Right.
Like, I think that's really cool that, like, these kids who would go and see something like, I don't know, like a Disney or Marvel movie or some shit, but, like, this is the one they saw because they knew the guy in the movie, and they're like,
Yeah.
"This is a movie they will talk about for a while," and I
And
think that's
Markiplier did give them a beefcake shot. He did give them a beefcake
yeah,
shot.
there was a beefcake shot of him right in this movie.
There
I
was.
thought
So
the
so
same
he
thing.
knew. He
Yeah,
knew.
yeah.
But Iron Lung
It's pretty cool.
pretty cool, dude. I was happy to go see
Cool.
it. I was happy I
No,
got to see it in
it was
theaters.
cool. It was a really cool and I also
Yeah.
felt good too just because it was like I was actually helping this movie
This
succeed.
movie
Yeah,
succeed. Absolutely.
yeah. I never feel
The
that with any
movie
other movies. I feel that with something like this, something this small, it's
Yeah,
nice, you
yeah.
know?
It was really nice. Well, Lucas, why don't you pip yourself out, my good sir?
Who, me? Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. My name's Lucas. I have a what are you laughing about? I hear. Uh,
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. I'm still laughing at Cannibal Holocaust.
okay, all right. Hi, everyone. My name's Lucas. I have a YouTube channel called PowPop where I do video game streams mostly. I will plug now because this week is actually a pretty big week. This week is Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'll be streaming it on Wednesday and Thursday because for the last one, for Chapter 4, I decided to try and stream it all in one sitting. And that was a terrible decision I shouldn't have done. And I finished at like 2 in the morning and it was not on a work night. It was not a good idea. So we're not doing that this time. But yeah, you can catch me there. I also have Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, whatever, where I post artwork. You can find all of those. If you go to like any of my streams in the descriptions, you can find all the links there. They all kind of connect to one another for the most part. I have other like solo videos in the works right now too. So there's some cool stuff on the horizons. And I hope y'all stick with me as I'm continuing to work on stuff and stretch my wings a little bit again. You coming at him? I'm done. I'm waiting for you. What? Are you okay? Is everything good? Adam, switch to your goddamn camera.
No.
What's going on?
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I couldn't camp for much longer.
And well, everybody, he also a link a link to Lucas's YouTube channel where you can find all that shit as a gateway drug, if you will, to Lucas's stuff. Is also in the description is in the description below. I would just like to reiterate and thank y'all for tuning in. We had a decent sized audience tonight, which made me pretty happy. Again, A&P TV is a new variety channel of the network. I've made the A&P network. A&P TV is where a lot of these monthly live streams are going to be located, unless they're history related. The main channel, AN Productions, is now exclusively devoted to military history, film history, and history in general. This channel is now converting into what my AN Productions used to be before I had to turn it into an actual legit business. So more shit's coming this way. And I'm really looking forward to that. We've got new episodes of the Above the Notches hunting podcast that'll be coming out soon on that channel. Plus, we're reviving What Are We Talking About in March. We'll be recording some episodes then. So stay tuned for those as well. Burp. With all of that said, Lucas, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Tonight was a blast.
Of course,
It was a
Adam.
blast.
It always is. It always is.
I missed having you on this show.
I missed seeing my Adam too.
Oh, I missed my Lukey.
If only you were right. If only you were right here in front of me, I could reach out and slap your fucking hat. Yeah, I did it. I transcended.
I felt the force.
Technology. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
Absolutely.
I would never do that to you. I would never do that to you.
I would never do that to you.
Never ever. Never ever.
Oh, I would.
Oh my.
love.
I wear hats too, so he could actually do that.
I could do it. I know you wear hats, Lucas. I've seen you.
Oh, what? That's crazy.
Well, again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining, Lucas.
Of course.
And thank you all for tuning into this month's A&P live stream. We'll be in other videos, sure, but we'll definitely see you next month. Have no idea what I'm doing for a live stream next month, so we'll see what happens. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care.
Bye, everybody.